Hello everyone and welcome to a Scion Custom Races cast. In this cast we have from the most recent Scion mini tournament, which is a practice tournament for the one later in October. This one was played in the group stage, Stassin versus Relax. This is the group B. I believe this is like round 2 or something. I'm not too sure, it doesn't matter too much. But let's check it out. The first game we have here was on Golden Wall, Genotron versus Chiron. Golden Wall was very rarely played in the tournament, same with Carius Junction, so it's cool to see these guys picking this map as number 1. Anyways, spawning in the left-hand corner, the bottom left-hand side. It's not quite the corner, you know. The bottom left-hand side of Golden Wall Ellie, playing with red current converters. Here we have Stassin, and his opponent throwing down a wall node onto the low ground expansion. Playing with green Genotron ACRs, we have Relax. Except he's going to then be putting his manufacturer in the main base. I don't believe this series has been casted yet. We'll move on to the second game after this one, which I've downloaded from the Discord, as I've been putting together a replay pack with all the replays together. Hopefully by the time this video is out though, I have all the replays and the pack is out. Once it is out, I'll post it to the tournaments channel, I think. I'll also send it to Solstice, maybe he'll post it in announcements. We'll see. But whatever it is, you should be able to find this on the Scion Custom Races Discord in the near future. Okay, so Relax. Not actually expanding yet. Okay, sending out a ACR to expand by the looks of it. Yep. Starting up a single Spitfire. Is not going to be skipping the Spitfire in favor of a Blitzer first. He's going to scout this conduit from Stassin. Stassin's starting a conduit before a Sanctum, so he's going to delay his extra attack in order to get what's likely to be an Echo across the map to slow down the production and mining speed here of Relax. Scouting worker for Stassin comes in, confirms the expansion, sees the second gas. Does not end up seeing the relay tower, but it doesn't matter too much. What matters most of all, of course, is that he gets to see the low ground expansion and that second gas. Second gas, of course, confirming that it's not likely to be a mass Spitfire play, or at least not pure Spitfire. Actually going to go into Double Sanctum after his conduit opener. Conduit's now finished, just waiting for a little bit of gas, and then he should, immediately start with the Echo. Very nicely done. It's a pretty clean build order so far here from Stassin. I don't mind it, but it's a bit of a, definitely more of a unique build order. I doubt this would be the standard in most matchups, I'd like to say, but it's potentially a build that you might be able, that you might see every now and then going for that early Echo. Okay, now gonna just siege yourself up on this mineral line. Just put he's cast an Echo, a reverb. What actually is the first original ability? I think it's Echo and then reverb is down here. Of course, this ability is what the Echo is named after. We'll see. There's an Avenger out there. Going to use Vengeance Missile before using his basic attack. Sonic Image, and then reverb. Okay. That's the entire concept of the Echo. Discord mode was a slightly later feature, I believe. Not that I was playing this mod before that was a thing. It's going to come back home to regenerate its shields, energize. Gonna get those shields up really nice and quick. By the way, for those of you who don't know, you might have seen that and you might have gone, oh my gosh, that's so OP, every single unit here gets the same regeneration as a shield battery. While in combat, while the unit is taking fire, the unit will not be regenerating shields. There's a small delay, between when the unit gets hit, between once it starts regenerating again. So it needs to have gone usually about 2 seconds before it starts regenerating its shields again. Hornet coming in for harass. What ended up happening to the Avenger? The Avenger's still alive. Doesn't have any kills. This Hornet, 2 kills so far. Energize is now ready. You'll be able to shield the workers, but bolts up. Hornet's still here. The Hornet's still here. Gets a 3rd worker kill for practically free. That was not necessary. Though the Subjector is going to be able to shoot it down. At the same time, Echo comes back, throws down a Sonic Image. It's going to slow down this production speed and the mining speed. You see this Interdictor taking so much longer to build than it should. I believe it slows it down by about 200%. Maybe it's 300%. No, 200. I think it's 200%. Not super sure of the exact numbers, but we have a move out. We have a move out from this little Sanctum Vault force. Very interesting deciding to go for a double Sanctum and then switching into Edifice production. I've seen Stassin do this a lot. I don't personally agree with it too much, though. It can make for some early pushes, early timings. Before opponents get really high unit counts, the Sanctum units can do fairly well, and then you have a little bit of vaults for the extra meat and extra DPS. GG is typed here from Relax. And actually, Stassin just picks up the game right then and there. Only 2 vaults to 2 moles rather to defend, and that Pulsar with 2 fuses in the front, just tanking all the shots. Simply the macro here from Stassin. The early build order, though, I don't personally agree with it all too much. It was done very well. It was executed extremely well. Had a good proficiency, whereas the build order here from Relax has been, how do I put this? It's been fairly relaxed, I guess you could say. Alright, now I'll see you in game number 2. Hello. Now we find ourselves in game number 2 of this little best of 3 series between Stassin and Relax. Relax this time choosing Terran, but Stassin sticking with the Chirons. Of course, game 1 went fairly well for him. We'll see what build he decides to go this time. Might be able to see here from the timer, this replay is about twice as long, so we should be having a game that's twice as fun, although this map is not golden wall, so I can't quite guarantee that. Supply depot building behind the mineral fields is very curious. There's no real advantage to this, though. Stassin comes up here with a worker, sees no supply depot, and then doesn't bother to scout the rest of the main base, especially behind the mineral line. Then you could very well think that there's some kind of proxy shenanigans being going on, but we'll see. 400 minerals. Okay, it's going to be a CC first here from Relax. I don't mind that at all. Chiron, of course, doesn't really all in. They go pretty much Edifice first almost every single game. If you go for you can't really go for a Citadel first. Otherwise, you get supply blocks significantly before the Citadel actually finishes up, and then you're just behind in macro as where you would have been if you just went Edifice into Citadel instead. Plus the Edifice, comes with a good tech. Okay, it's going to be same build order so far. Goes down a Conduit, 2 workers being sent down. Converter gets pulled back up to the main base as the expansion is going to continue being shaped in. Shaping in, of course. It's not warping in, it's not constructing, it's shaping in. Both for the buildings and the units. Shaping in being like, I like to think of it as like some kind of energy goo. I don't know, some mold that can be 3D printed or shaped into any kind of form with various energy. I like to think of Chiron as some kind of energy fluid race where they can convert energy into matter and vice versa very easily. That's kind of, especially, it's quite present in the Umbra. You know, once Umbra decloaks, it can use all the cloaking energy into its first attack to give that little bonus bit of damage. And then of course with the upgrade, I forgot what it's called, but you can take some of your matter, some of your HP, to give yourself a little bit more energy to immediately recloak. That's how I kind of like to think about the Chirons. But we have a Echo being shaped in. Double Edifice and double Sanctum again. The second Edifice much faster this time. But seems to be the same build, or very similar build rather, from this game. Likely is going to go, especially with this conduit already out, likely is going to end up going for a very similar push on this 2 base. With these fused pulsars, you know, subjectors and volts, what have you. Bit of a mismatch. Likely is going to delay the 3rd base a bit. Honestly, it's a bit like, probably a lot like, would be the best comparison to a standard builder. Like some kind of, you know, 2 base glaive or charge kind of timing, right? Not an all-in, but one with like a delayed 3rd base. You know, it hits. It's like strong, but it's not. You know, like super overwhelming. You know, it's just a timing that you have to respect. Foundry on the way now as well. Where is it? It's over here. 3rd base not in sight just yet. So we have modified gates starting. Okay, he's going to move across the map now. There's 3 fuses in this front pulsar. If he micros that fuse to the front in this fight, and then Relax doesn't actually target fire the rest of the units, or will target fire his marines away from that fused pulsar, he's going to have a very hard time holding this. At the same time, Echo is in position to go into the main base to deal a bunch of damage. I believe if Echo will survive a shot from a Widowmane. Yeah. Yes, it will. Just barely survive the shot from this Widowmane. At the same time though, here we go, Widowmane getting a bunch of volts, Echo surviving that shot of course. These Marines keep shooting at this pulsar, which has 3 fuses onto it, and eventually going to kill the pulsar, but all of these volts could have been killed at this point instead, and there's so much more DPS that would have been gone. A lot of the workers target fired that were repairing this bunker. This does look like it's going to get cleaned up, but this is very heavy damage here. Look at the resources lost. Widowmane gets another big shot. Cyclone eventually picking away at these units. 2 more Widowmanes coming down. Won't get killed before it can do anything, but Widowmane kills the pulsar, and with these 2 siege tanks finishing up and coming down this ramp, should be able to shoot us away. NG Bay looks like it's going to end up bending down. Yeah. Okay. Toward the tail end, Stassin definitely did lose more units than he needed to at the very end, so the resources lost ended up being much more even, but that was 20 workers being killed there. Pretty much all the workers from their natural were pooled to protect that, and all the bunker, and almost all of them went down. This of course is at the cost of the delayed 3rd citadel, but a 3rd base is not in sight here for Relax. As this, excellent dodge on that mine shot actually, from Relax, no, from Stassin. Okay, there's the 3rd CC, and now this game is looking a little more relaxed. Maybe Widowmanes rather than Hellions out of this factory. I think that's actually fair enough, considering he lost a lot of workers here. What you want to be doing is, you know, saturating this your gases before saturating your minerals. So that way your mineral and gas income is going to be skewed compared to if you're, you know, not doing that. And when playing mech, you definitely want to be saturating the gases much sooner than minerals, because mech is limited by gas. I don't like this moving out into. Yeah, no. Only 3 tanks and no real meat. That's just not a move out you can do. With mech, you want to be waiting till you have a much more solid critical mass of units before you go anywhere. Barracks floating across the map, likely going to be scouting. If it eventually can, scout the main base. Wouldn't mind at this 4th base location, I do like that. It's gotten 4 kills, so I must have been the one defending here. Echo. Still poking a little bit of trouble. Trying to delay some of this production time. Supplies certainly in favor here of Stassin, but the game is not over by any means. Though the macro hasn't been the tightest here from either player, but especially here from Relax. No SCV production at the moment. Magfield Accelerator on the way. However, siege tanks are in the production. There's only 3 cyclones. So that you want to be going to a slightly higher cyclone count and actually want to be active with them if you're going to get that upgrade. Whereas Relax, he's certainly playing a more relaxed play style, so I would just stick to the siege tanks and not actually make any cyclones at all. Do you have +1 vehicle plating coming up though? +1 vehicle weapons is already completed. Empyreans, 2 Empyreans actually, coming down. Ooh, Wintermine gets a big shot on all these converters. It's 11 total converters going down this game. Barracks gets shot down. He's going to need to restart it if he wants to continue making factories. However, of course, you could potentially switch into starport production, maybe like BCs, Ravens or something, in which case you won't really need more than 3 to 5 factories. If you just make siege tanks out of the factories, but I think hold that thought. Planetary is done. The siege tanks a little bit out of position. They were just walking back there for some reason instead of sieging up. So these 3 tanks were left exposed. Current army does get pushed away though. Was not an efficient fight by any means. Though he did reduce that tank count, so the scaling of this Terran army is going to be pushed back a little bit. It's going to be set further back from its critical mass, which is also another factor that you want to include when you're determining the value and the worth of a fight. Is, you know, how much does your army scale and how much does their army scale? Like if you're doing mass stalkers against, you know, carriers, if you have the exact same army, like similar army values or something, if you take a poor fight resources wise, but you kill all the carriers and there's only a couple mortals left, then, you know, next warping you're going to finish, you're just going to win the game. Because they don't scale, well, they scale very well, but in low numbers they absolutely suck. Siege tanks, much more coherent this time. This is still quite far away actually. Yeah, no, this isn't even in range of the other siege tanks, so still not quite. They don't cover each other as much as I would like them to be covering each other. A lot of money in the bank here. Could be starting up some more command centers though. Fusion core goes down. This is a reacted starport though, so likely going to just be for the speed medevacs. Just kidding, it's for ranged liberators. F in the chat for the speed medevac upgrade is going to be removed, well replaced. The next patch it seems. Wouldn't mind just sitting here. Seems to have gotten a kill. Was likely a vault. Resources lost. Looking okay for Relax, but again he doesn't really have too much of a critical mass of, you know, mech units yet. There's not enough siege tanks building here. There's a Thor, a tank, and a Hellion. Yeah. You usually want to be making all the types of units all at once. So say 12 siege tanks is extremely strong, especially when they're all together. So you just pump out siege tanks until you have 12, and then you make, you know, 3 Thors and whatever, rather than going 4 tank Hellion, having to do that 12 times to wait for your 12 siege tank count, you know. If that makes sense. Liberators, indeed, along the way, though. Advanced ballistics has not started. These 2 gases, though, on the 4th base, just got saturated. Nicely done. These rocks are going to be taken down, though, from Stassin. I do like that. This position, these tanks, very open. There's not too much. Actually, there could be CCs that could be under construction here, providing a little bit of extra cover. This cyclone, just moonwalking. What the heck? Liberator spots this army, though. Are we going to siege up these gyres, looking to annex some siege tanks? Thor's going to shoot them away for now. But ideally you want a high impact node. These Umbra Volts, trucks force though, going to barge down into this territory, and these siege tanks just get picked up, absolutely decimated. Excellent fight here from Stassin. Supplies from Relax are dipping, because it's only 106 supply to 169 very nice. And Russian acrylics, I'm assuming that's GG, is called here from Relax. And Stassin, the Frenchman, takes it. In this case, this time Napoleon did actually beat Russia. Of course, I believe Relax is from Russia and Stassin is from France. So, hats off to you, Napoleon. Congratulations on this win, and congratulations on the tournament run as well. Ended up coming 4th. He did very well in the group stage. Won every single one of his matches, I believe, actually, in the group stage. So the second day, he did end up losing 2-1 to Acer and 2-3 against Cognite, I believe. So he ended up coming 4th, just barely, to Cognite, who came 3rd. Yeah, that's going to be the end of this little cast. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I might potentially cast some of the next games as I've been going through the replays that I haven't seen yet, or that I haven't played in. As I'm putting those into the replay pack, I might potentially cast some more. This is the first one that I've casted, so no guarantees there. But yeah, I'll see you hopefully in the next video. Bye!